tracks. That is Corey Castell. Picked up a win a couple of years ago, his first career victory here at the Airborne Park Speedway. Also out on track in turn number 2, the 38. That is Mike Finney, sharp-looking car from Willsboro, New York. Behind him on board the Pilot Chemical Company number 29 from Jay. That is Tanner Forbes. The big orange and blue number 78 from Alberg, Vermont. That is Michael Wright. I think we've had everybody out on the racetrack. Hot lap session number 2 for the J&S Steel Sportsman. Last Thursday, our third event of the season for the J&S Steel Sportsman. Driver that is in the garage area that we'll see in the next hot lap session. Fire Swamp picked up his first win. Fire's off to a great start. He won a $5,000 Sportsman race this past Sunday. Actually, I'd take that back. Fire's over in turn number 2 on board the Riley Ford number 88. Driver from Hogansburg making his way down the backstretch. A last lap pass for a $5,000 payday this past Sunday at the Devil's Bowl Speedway. He managed to work his way around Demetrios Drelos on the final lap to take home the checkered flag and the $5,000 payday. He has a win here, a couple of wins at Devil's Bowl to start the season, so that young driver from Hogansburg is really off to a great start in 2024. Hot lap session number 3 for the J&S Steel Sportsman coming out on track. The 3-time and defending track champion is leading them out on the racetrack from Morrisonville. Travis Bruno in the 33R. He's up in turn number 3. A 6-time track champion here at the Airborne Park Speedway. Nick Haywood from Plattsburgh on board the Leary Restoration number 29 is in turn number 4. The 03 from Akwesasne, that is Josh Jock in the 03. He's driving the Jocks Auto and Marine 03 Sportsman. He's making his way off 4 down along the front stretch. The 00 is Bo Reeves on board the Bailey Ford 00. Bo Reeves from Plattsburgh making his way along the front stretch. He's been a consistent runner the last couple of seasons, typically running inside the top 10 in the point standings. Also out on track from Bolton Landing, New York, that's Craig Hooley on board the Diamond Point Boat Repairs, Adirondack Roofing, Alpha Drilling and Blasting, number 98. The 00 is from Moncton, Vermont. That is Pat Miner in the 00 Vermont, the Breezy Village Store, Village Tavern, Green Mountain Site Works, number 00. The 29C up in turn number 1 in the Taylor Equipment Sales, Brennan Buick GMC 29C from Plattsburgh. That is Matt LaValle. LaValle on board the bright orange and yellow 29C. And behind him on track, it is Parker Dermody in the number 10, young driver from Peru in the Josh's Lawn Care, number 10. Also out on track, the Raised Eyes and Tubing number 22R from Swanton, Vermont. That is Dylan Raptoy. The 11 Vermont, that is Joey Scarborough out of Brandon. And another Brandon driver on board the number 78, that is Vince Quinville, and the Black Diamond Builders 78V. And that is it, the drivers that are out on track for hot lap session number 3 for the J&S Steel Sportsman. Standings for the J&S Steel Sportsman. We mentioned Bucko Branham, our current point leader, by 1 over Joey Scarborough. Donovan Lucier with his 2 wins, sitting 3rd in the points with 136. That puts him 10 out of the top spot. Nick Haywood, 4th in the standings with 135. He's 11 out of the top position. And Fire Swamp, who was our winner last Thursday with 133 points. That puts him 13 points behind Bucko Branham. The rest of the top 10, it's Michael Wright, Tanner Forbes, Evan Roberts, Dylan Raptoy, and Travis Bruno, the reigning and defending track champion, sitting in spot number 10. That's through 3 point counting events. So the hot lap sessions have wrapped up for the J&S Steel Sportsman. We'll turn up the horsepower with the Short Track Super Series. They are on their way.
Penske Racing Shock hot laps are coming up for the Short Track Super Series Modifieds. The first on-track laps of every Short Track Super Series race night hot laps presented by Penske Racing Shocks. Penske Racing Shocks, the industry leader in providing high-quality racing shocks for automotive vehicles, motorcycles, and off-road vehicles. Every single shock is built a machine, hand-built. There are no assembly lines, no stamped-out pieces, no offshore manufacturing. The personalized attention provided to every product sold provides the finest reliability, consistency, and performance. Learn more on the web at PenskeShocks.com. Like Penske Racing Shocks on Facebook, or follow Penske Shocks on Twitter and also on Instagram. Penske Racing Shock hot laps coming up. And again, these drivers drew for their positions as far as which heat they will be in. They will be racing against their own heat race group in hot laps, and they will be timed to determine the starting lineups. We'll be having 3 heats tonight, 11 in the first, 10 in the second and third. We'll be dividing the groups up into 2 halves. So the first group coming out of Elizabethtown, New York, driving in the George Huddig Adirondack Auto. Huddig Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram number 35, Mike Mahaney, also out there driving in the Millman's Napa Auto Parts Easy Work Trucks 84Y. Out of German, Pennsylvania is Alex Jankowski. Also out there, out of Oxford, New Hampshire, he'll be driving in the 5. That'll be Tanner Seaman, sponsored by GRS Auto and McGee Automotive Group. We also have the number 4 out of Walden, New York. That's Anthony Perego. He's in the Advanced Concrete West Coast Garage Doors number 4. We'll also have the number 15M, the Barron's Performance Warehouse entry of Daniel Morgevitz. He's out of Goshen, New York. And we will also include out there, out of Napierville, Quebec, in the 90 junior, Jeremy Roy. He is also out there in the Gamache number 90. That is your first 6. We'll have 5 in the second half. This is the only heat with 11 cars. Again, they will be racing Penske Racing Shock Hot Laps. They're also going for the ATL Fuel Cell Hot Lap Hero, the driver recording the fastest time in Penske Racing Shock Hot Laps. For each of the scheduled STSS modified events this season will receive a $100 cash bonus, courtesy of the Ramsey, New Jersey-based ATL Fuel Cells. Aerotech Laboratories and its ATL Fuel Cell division have been leading the way with a crash-resistant, flexible composite safety fuel cell since their inception in 1970. From their humble beginnings in a small New Jersey shop to a now commanding multiple facilities that span 2 continents worldwide, ATL has grown into a global household name within the motorsports, aerospace, marine, and defense industries. ATL located on Spear Road, Ramsey, New Jersey, on the web at atlinc.com. Give them a call at 201-825-1400. They're also on Facebook and Instagram. ATL Fuel Cell Hot Lap Hero. So far, the best time is 16.953 for Mike Mahaney. Mahaney, Anthony Perego, Alex Jankowski, and Daniel Morgevitz, the top 4. Again, with the 3 heat race format tonight, 6 cars will qualify from each heat. 4 will go to the redraw, so we will invert the top 4 cars from the timed hot laps in the starting lineup for tonight's qualifying heat. So the fastest driver will start 4th in each of the heat races. The 4th fastest will start on the pole. The rest will line up heads up. Again, they drew for their starting heat race, which heat race they will be in, but they're running against the clock in hot laps to determine where their starting spot will be in that group. Second half of heat race number 1 will find the 111 out of Queensbury, New York. He's in the Drelos Motorsports. Cherko and Fusco Ridley, number 111. Demetrius Drelos also out there in the Hallmark International. Park Contracting, number 44. Short Track Super Series champion in his career out of Sprakers, New York, Stuart Friesen. We also have the Moody Mile Motorsports, number 24, out of Saranac Lake, New York. That's Patrick Dupree. Also out there, also is out of Drummondville, Quebec. He's in the Ramon Pizzeria, number 124, Mario Clare. And the final driver out there is the defending Short Track Super Series River Valley Builders North Region champion out of Savannah, New York, the Hurlock Auto and Speed Westmoreland Golf Club 9S of Super Matt Shepard. These 5 drivers will make up the remainder of heat race number 1. Right now trying to beat the time of 16.953 set by Mike Mahaney in the first half of heat race group number 1. Trying to become, and again, this will be the ATL Fuel Cell Hot Lap Hero, will be overall out of all 3 heat race groups tonight. Penske Racing Shock Hot Laps continuing for the Short Track Super Series. Short Track Super Series starter Joe Chris displaying the white flag. The drivers getting 2 green flag laps for their hot laps against the clock tonight. Some of them here for the very first time at Airborne Park Speedway. Matt Shepard made the top 3. Now he is the best lap. Matt Shepard, his last time by, turning in the best lap at 16.715. 16.715 for the 9S of Matt Shepard. Mike Mahaney still second quick. Anthony Perego third. Alex Jankowski fourth. They will be inverted for heat number 1. So Alex Jankowski will move to the pole. So heat race group number 1 in Penske Racing Shock Hot Laps will see Matt Shepard so far with the quickest. Next group ready to roll out. These will be the first half of heat race number 2 tonight. Our last winner on the Short Track Super Series in the Berks County Brawl at Action Track USA at the Kutztown Fairgrounds in his first ever appearance there. And our overall point leader in the Ollie's overall championship chase, that is the driver out of St. Catharines, Ontario, the Bears Performance Warehouse, Rapid Tire number 3, Matt Williamson. Also out there driving in the Belmar Excavation, Genic number 35. He's out of Three Rivers, Quebec. That's Francois Belmar. We also have out there out of East Greenbush, New York, in the Godgart Motorsports, Killer Crate number 97. That'll be Bobby Hackle of 4th. We also have out there driving in the 1, the Pale Course Racing number 1. That's the ONE out of St. Thomas, Quebec. That's David Hebert. Also coming out will be the driver out of Watertown. He's a familiar face here at Airborne Park, driving the St. Lawrence Radiology number 19, Tim Fuller. The Hall of Fame driver Tim Fuller out there in the number 19. That's the first half of heat race group number 2.
Of course, Tim Fuller is the current point leader in our regular small block modified division at the Airborne Park Speedway through 3 events. He's got a 4-point lead over Mike Mahaney, who we saw in the first timed hot lap session. And Steve Bernier also in the field tonight, sitting 3rd in the points. We'll see Steve Bernier running in the 25 star this evening.
Yes, it was interesting as I was at Tech tonight, the different motor combinations that the drivers were choosing. Some of them, as we said, never being here before, knowing that the track conditions get slippery here, sort of like Devil's Bowl. So some of them having the 358 spec, some of them bringing the Wagner. So it was interesting to see what combination they were going to use for tonight's longer than usual 70-lap feature.
And I think also when the sun sets, temperatures are going down into the 50s later on this evening. We'll see if that brings more moisture back into the track and if that will throw a curveball at some of the drivers and teams as well.
Absolutely. Looks like we're getting ready to go green here. They were double-checking the transponders and making sure everybody is picking up. Penske Racing Shock Hot Laps continuing here. Tonight is a River Valley Builders North Region point race for the modifieds, our second River Valley Builders North Region event after the May 14th event at the Accord New York Speedway, won by Stuart Friesen. Friesen was the winner of Rich Ricky Jr., Matt Williamson, Alex Jankowski, and Matt Shepard were your top 5 finishers. That was the first River Valley Builders North Region point race. River Valley Builders of Selinsgrove, Pennsylvania, a modular home construction company offering custom design homes that fit your family needs and your budget. It's growing its brand throughout much of the Northeast, serving Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Massachusetts, and Vermont. Customers can visit one of 2 model home centers in Selinsgrove, Pennsylvania, or Whately, Massachusetts. To custom design and build anything from a smaller ranch home to a larger 2-story home, as well as townhome construction. Learn more about River Valley Builders, browse floor plans and the gallery, or get started on your new home by visiting rivervalleybuild.com. That's rivervalleybuild.com. Or give them a call at 570-374-7823. Email info@rivervalleybuild.com. Like them on Facebook and Instagram. Experience the River Valley Builders difference and you'll fall in love with Modular 2. River Valley Builders of Selinsgrove, Pennsylvania, our North Region point sponsor. So far, Matt Williamson, 17.005, Timmy Fuller, 17.100, and Francois Belmar, 17.509, the top 3 after the first half of heat race number 2. Second half of heat race number 2, coming out on the track from St. Hyacinthe, Quebec, driving in the number 25 will be Steve Bernier, the Two Brothers Racing entry. Also coming out, driving out of Alexandria, Ontario, he will be driving in the Walker and Home Hardware number 01, Chris Raby. We also have out there driving out of Napierville, Quebec. He's in the Gamache number 91, Felix Roy. We have the number 55 out of Bloomingdale, New York. He's sponsored by Woodruff Powder Coating and Trudeau Sand and Gravel. That is Matt Woodruff. And the final driver out of Roscoe, New York, in the Quality Forestry Management number 28, Michael Troutshold. These are the next 5 drivers, all part of heat race number 2. We'll combine these two groups to set up the starting lineup for our second qualifying heat tonight. Again, heats will be 8 laps tonight. We'll qualify 6 and 4 to the redraw in Penske Racing Shock Hot Laps.
Two Canadian drivers out on the track right now that are both two-time track champions here at the Airborne Park Speedway. You mentioned Chris Raby from Alexandria, Ontario. He has been a track champion here twice, as has Steve Bernier on board the number 25. He is a two-time track champion, so those drivers, they know how to hustle their way around this racetrack. Last Thursday, a performance that was a little bit off for Chris Raby. We saw him run more towards the back of the pack, which is very unusual. He is a master at this racetrack, and I'm interested to see if that team rebounds tonight and puts forward a better performance, which I'm sure they will.
Yeah, drivers who run well at certain racetracks don't have too many off nights. They usually bounce back pretty quickly. Under the green flag from Joe Chris. Heat race, hot lap group number 2. This is part B. Raby and Bernier featured on your FloRacing split screen at home right now. River Valley Village North Region Point Race number 2 tonight. After a very busy month of May, we have only 2 races in the month of June, and we'll heat it back up in the month of July with quite a few events. We have 1 North Region race and 1 South Region race coming up in the month of June. Our next event will be a North Region race at Devil's Bowl Speedway on Father's Day, June 16th. Well, looks like our best lap time in this group will be for the number 3, the Barron's Performance Warehouse 3, Matt Williamson, turning a lap at 17:005. Steve Bernier, Tim Fuller, and Michael Troutshold will be your top 4, which will get inverted. That'll put Michael Troutshold on the pole for heat race number 2 tonight. All right, 2 more sets of hot laps coming out. This will be the first half of heat race number 3. Young driver out of Canandaigua, New York. He's already got a couple of wins over there at Land of Legends, driving in the Nardozzi Paving and Seal Coating. Speed Connection number 78, Alex Payne. Also coming out, another young driver. He's been winning already this year at Woodhull and at Outlaw in the Mooney Sports Bar and Grill 72 out of Elmira, New York, A.J. Potrabowski Jr. We also have coming out in the number 87.9. That's the dankbanknewyork.com. Number 87.9 will be Daryl Mitchell, Akwesasne, Quebec. And also out there is the number 25, Mikel Perrant, the Ultra Group, number 25 from Granby. We also have out of East Canaan, Connecticut, in the Dry Zone Racing Development, Lindell Fuels, number 35. That'll be Chris Curtis. Penske Racing Shock Hot Laps continuing, trying to find out who will be our Hot Lap heroes. So far, Matt Shepard with the quickest time at 16:715. Matt Williamson quickest in Group 2, 17:005. First half of heat race number 3. A.J. Potrabowski Jr. has had 2 track championships his first 2 years of modified racing, 1 at Outlaw, 1 at Woodhull, so his modified career got off to a very good start. He has turned the quickest lap so far in group number 3. $17,686 for Potrabowski, Bernier and Fuller. $17,686 for A.J. Potrabowski. Here's the second half of Hot Lap Group Heat Race number 3. Cars rolling out on the speedway now. In the Boys & O Remortgage number 61, Donovan Lucier. Donovan was with us down on the Sunshine Swing this year in Florida earlier back in February.
And that sponsor translates to towing. It's a lot easier to say for us in English than it is to try to spit out in French.
There you go. We also have Carrie Terrance out of Hogansburg in the 66X, Twin Leaf Stores 66 for Carrie. Michael Maresca, the 7mm out of Potsdam, New York. He is driving the Weak Neck Archery, St. Lawrence Radiology 7mm. We have Mark Johnson in the S&S Asphalt Paving number 9, also sponsored by Arrowhead Iron. He's out of Gilbertland, New York. And also driving out of Saratoga Springs, New York, recent winner at Albany, Saratoga, driving in the BDR Speed, Ollie's Bargain Outlet, Benson's Pet Center Club, Wago 02, the Ginger Ninja Jack Lehner. So there you go. We're final half of heat race number 3. Who is able to make the top 4 to get into the redraw spots to start off the heat race anyway. Penske Racing Shocks Hot Laps continuing here for the Bob Woodward Sportswear Short Track Super Series by Sunoco. Big block, small block modifieds first ever visit to Airborne Park Speedway here in Plattsburgh, New York. Trying to beat A.J. Potrabowski's time to see what happens here. This is the final half of group number 3, which will make up heat race number 3. Jack Lehner moving to the top of the board in this one. See if he can hold it here. Checkered flag has fallen. The Ginger Ninja turning a lap of 17.417. 17.417. So the BDR Speed, Ollie's Bargain Outlet, 02, Jack Lehner will have the best time at 17.417. A.J. Potrabowski will be next in line. Timing and scoring disappeared before we got the rest of them. Here we go. Potrabowski. All right. So heat race number 3 is now set. Again, 3 8-lap heats, 6 to qualify, 4 go to the redraw. For the Bob Hilbert Sportswear Short Track Super Series fueled by Sunoco Modifieds. Again, a River Valley Builders North Region point race tonight for the Modifieds. The only division sanctioned tonight here by the Short Track Super Series. It is also an Ollie's overall championship point race, which we will explain a little bit later. We'll go back to Rob.
All right, thanks, Jeff. Night State Cannabis Renegades out on the racetrack. First of 2 hot lap session groups that'll come out onto the track. They're led by the 54 truck of Tyler Irwin. That's the Maple Grand Farm truck that is leading the pack towards turn number 3. The 97.5 is Nate Gay. He's from Moores, New York, and the Champlain Peterbilt Eagle Country Riley Ford sponsored machine. Nate has a win this season, and he's our point leader coming into tonight. He's got a 2-point lead coming into tonight's racing action. Car number 7, that is Sean Fountain. He is from Plattsburgh. Behind him is Bart Van Leuven on board the number 28. Bart is from Moores, the Riley Ford machine. Car 63 is Travis Stokes from West Jay-Z in the Kerrs Dairy Supply, number 63. Then it is Josh Terry in the number 65. He's from Peru in the Huddig Nissan, number 65. Car number 5 is also from Peru. That is Mark Karen on board the light blue number 5. And one more car out on track, the number 11 machine, Tim Wilcox, who is from Ellenburg, New York, in the Ganienka Smoke Shop, Ryan's Construction, number 11. Checkered flag is out on the first group for the Night State Cannabis Renegades. They'll take their machines back to the garage area. I mentioned Nate Gay, the 97.5. He is the current point leader in the division. He has 1 win, 3 different winners, and 3 starts for the Renegades. Nate Gay with 150 points, 2-point advantage over Sean Duquette. We'll see Sean with group number 2. He drives the number 18. Tyler Terry, who has a win this year with 142 points. He's 8 behind Nate Gay. Josh Terry, 4th in points. That is the younger brother of Tyler Terry. Josh with 132 points. And Levi Bombard, who drives the number 61, coming out on the racetrack now, sits 5th in the point standings for the Renegades. Group number 2, hot lap session, Night State Cannabis Renegades. Here's who's out on track. The number 22 is from Mineville, New York. In the Neostec 22, that is Tony Salerno. The number 17 is the 2-time reigning and defending track champion, Richie Turner from Highgate, Vermont, the 5-star roofers. Number 17, also out on track on board the number 30 from Plattsburgh. That is Zach Daniels in the Thwaites Excavating. More concrete, number 30. In turn number 3, there's some smoke coming out of the 30th Daniels machine. Car number 44, Tyler Terry in the Be Cool Heating and Air Conditioning entry. He's making his way up to turn number 1. Number 69 is Billy Thwaites in the Thwaites Excavating machine. Car 61 is Levi Bombard. He's from Peru. And the number 18, Sean Duquette, a former track champion from Morrisonville, on the Bishop's Trash Removal number 18. Also out on track, the 57 of Tyler Rhodes. He's from Milton, Vermont. The Lovejoy's Building car, and the 69F. That is Robert Foley, who hails from Saranac, New York, in the Cut Loose Salon 69F. Checkered flag is out on the Night State Cannabis Renegades. Their 2 practice sessions come to a close. And we'll see them running a feature event this evening. A little extra distance, a little extra money in the purse tonight for the Night State Cannabis drivers. We'll see if there is a 4th different winner in 4 starts to kick off the 2024 racing season. And the final weekly racing division that will round out tonight's racing action, it's the More Recycling mini stocks. At last count, there were right about 30 mini stocks that signed in for competition this evening. The plan for them, at the end of the night, they'll be running 2 separate features. They'll handicap those features. Speedy Brissett is in the 03 from Schuyler Falls. The 61, that is J.P. Coro, who's from Peru. Nate Smart's in the 13. He's from Altona. Car 17 over at turn number 2, that is Glenn Angstrom from Peru. The 22 is Jake Fountain. He's from Dannemora, New York. The number 8, that is Sean Lantis, who is from Newport, New Hampshire. A 3-hour drive to race with us tonight in the number 8 car. Also out on track in the 42, that is Caleb Torville, who is from Alberg, Vermont. Following him down along the front stretch is the number 4 for Junior Laporte, the 94 for Ryan Senecal from Plattsburgh. 42X is Kenny Torville. He's from Grand Isle, Vermont. And the 45 is Senior Laporte. One more car on track, car 46. That's a former track champion. That is Greg Zindler Jr. There's actually 2 father and son combinations that are out on track for this hot lap session. The Torvilles, Kenny is in the 42X, that's Dad, and son Caleb is in the 42. And Laporte's, Junior Laporte is in the 4, and Senior Laporte is in the 45, both named Josh. So hot lap session number 1 complete for the More Recycling mini stocks. 1 more group to come out onto the racetrack for a hot lap session, and then practice sessions will wrap up for the evening, and we'll get set to drop the green flag on all the racing festivities tonight. All right, final mini stock group coming along the front stretch. Ed Gatto's in the number 83. Ed is from Beekmantown. Jamie Whitney is in the number 82. Jamie is from Plattsburgh. The 76 is Josh Blake. He's from Champlain. The 125 is Nick Harnden. He's from Cadyville. The 07 is from Essex, Vermont. That is Corey Collins. The 79, who is from West Shazy, New York, Chuck Mooney, the Mystery Machine 79. The number 9 is from Peru. That is Tyler Bell. The 28X, that is Matt Parker. He is from Peru. And the number 73 from West Shazy, that is John Brown. Couple of other cars to fill you in on. The 77, that is Chris Clark, who is from Keysville. Also out on track for this session, the Blue Deuce from Cadyville, that is Kyle Hart. And the number 75 is Jeremiah King, who is from Peru. And I think we got everybody. There is one car in some trouble. Can't quite say. Oh, that's the Botala 5 truck. Hard to see where he's going because the hood came up on the number 5. Kyle Botala is from Grand Isle. And he is carefully making his way back towards the pits. Somebody will help him with the hood, so he'll be able to point that truck in the right direction. So that's it for hot laps for the mini stocks. Their point leader, Rick Donor, with 150 points coming into tonight. Stephen Brissett second in points. Ryan Senecal third. Junior Laporte is fourth, and Speedy Brissett rounds out the top 5 in the point standings.
All right, we're going to take a short break here on FloRacing. We're going to come back with tonight's opening ceremonies and qualifying. We're at Airborne Park Speedway, Plattsburgh, New York, for the Adirondack Invasion with the Bob Bilber Sportswear Short Track Super Series.
everybody that the main concession stand is located behind the Turn 1 grandstand. Bathroom facilities are also located adjacent to the main concession area. Go-karts are running tonight. If you want to take a ride on one of the go-karts, $7 a ride, and you can find that also located in that same general vicinity over behind the Turn 1 grandstand. There are also porta potties that are positioned at various areas along the Speedway grounds that might make your trip a little bit shorter if you need to use the restroom. We also have a souvenir booth that is open right behind the flag stand, Airborne Park Speedway T-shirts and other racing novelties that you can find in our souvenir booth. Again, you can locate that right behind the flag stand at the base of the tower. A number of other T-shirt and souvenir booths were located behind the Turn 1 grandstand in that concourse area as well. You're welcome to get up and check out what was happening behind the Turn 1 grandstand, a whole bunch of activity in that area, and you're welcome to make your way down in that direction. Remind everybody that if you want to tune into RPA broadcast, you can tune a small portable radio to 90.7 on the FM dial. That only works right here in the greater racetrack vicinity. If you were to leave the Speedway grounds and get out on Route 22, you would not be able to tune it in. But right around the racetrack, if you bring a personal radio and again set it to 90.7 on the FM dial, if you tune to 90.7, you'll hear all of the action, and you can adjust the volume as you please. Not just here at Airborne Park Speedway. When the cars are out on the track in competition, sometimes it certainly can be difficult to hear the PA, but if you bring with yourself a personal radio and some headphones, you can adjust that volume, and you can get yourself all set to tune into our call of the racing action throughout the night. Again, that would be 90.7 on the FM side. And we welcome you to tune in with your own personal radio at that spot on the dial, 90.7, something that we feature at the Airborne Park Speedway throughout the season. Taking a look at the posted schedule for this evening, we'll have opening ceremonies. They'll be coming up shortly. That'll be followed by qualifying action for the Bob Hiller Sportswear Short Track Super Series. After the Short Track Super Series has their qualifying events, the JNS.
BDRSpeed.com offers a complete line of oval track speed equipment.
Jeremy Slozak trying to make a bid for the 2 spot.
Products like All-Star Performance, Bicknell Racing Products, Barron's Performance, Burt Transmissions, DMI, Valco, Penske, MotorState, JLR Technologies, TV12 Race Products, and more.
Jeremy Slozak, your modified winner.
Our online store makes parts ordering easy and convenient from anywhere at any time. BDRSpeed.com. Speed at your fingertips.
Race fans, Dirt Draft is your #1 fantasy racing app. Play along with hundreds of events each year featuring the biggest stars in series and racing. Draft your team each race night and compete against hundreds of fans across the country. Or start your private league to battle your friends for the ultimate bragging rights. Accumulate points each race night and cash those points in for top prizes from the biggest brands. Sign up today and learn more at dirtdraft.com or download a Google Play or the App Store. Dirt Draft, your fantasy racing edge.
When my grandfather started Winters Performance in 1958, he had one goal: building the best, strongest speed parts possible for his fellow racers. Today, nearly 65 years later, our family's still delivering on that goal. Day after day, race after race. We're in this for the racers. We're in it for the competition. We're in it for the win.
Since 2016, DIG Race Products has had a sole focus on Northeast dirt modified shocks and suspension tuning. Located centrally in New York, DIG is the industry leader in at-track shock and setup support. This hands-on, at-the-track approach is what guides the design and development in delivering the highest quality shock absorbers to the dirt oval track market. Take your program to the next level and feel the difference on DIG.
Capital Custom Trailers and Coaches. We are the #1 Renegade Toter Home dealer and the #1 Intech and Bravo Sprint Car Trailer dealer. No one sells more toter homes and sprint car trailers than we do. Check out our complete lineup at capitalrenegade.com. If you're in the market for a toter home or a trailer, trust the people that are in the pits with you and that support the sport.
racing surface, but we've had good success with the dirt, and we're looking forward to action-packed years here at the Speedway with the dirt racing surface. Once again, we want to say hello to everybody that is tuned in this evening with FloRacing. You've got a great seat from your living room and your recliner, your couch this evening to take in all the action. I know typically folks tune in from across the country to check out the action with the Short Track Super Series. And there are 32 drivers and teams that signed in to compete tonight with the Bob Hilbert Sportswear Short Track Super Series. Again, 31 Sportsman drivers here this evening, 16 of our Renegades, and 29 of our four-cylinder mini stock drivers signing in for competition tonight. Some track prep work is ongoing. Track prep crew is out on the front stretch, making some final preparations to the Speedway, getting it ready for racing action tonight.
We'd like to also mention that every 2024 Bob Hilbert Sportswear Short Track Super Series Fueled by Sunoco event will be broadcast live on FloRacing. In addition, every Georgetown Speedway, Utica Rome Speedway, and Fonda Speedway event, Dirt Track Digest TV remains on board to handle the production of every event, the same great quality that you're accustomed to. Visit FloRacing.com to sign up today. One annual payment of $150 gives you access to the Short Track Super Series, Fonda, Utica Rome, Georgetown, and a host of other series and facilities, including High Limit Racing, Lucas Oil, Late Models, USAC, Port Royal, the NASCAR Wheel and Modified Tour, much, much more. Watch the races across all screens by downloading the Flow Sports app on iOS, Android, Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire, Chromecast. FloRacing, come for the race and stay for the rush. Also, you can keep up to date with the Short Track Super Series as we now are into our 11th season. The Bob Hilbert Sports Short Track Super Series Fueled by Sunoco enters our second decade of racing. Our website is shorttracksuperseries.com. Facebook at Short Track Super Series. Twitter, or X as it's now called, at shorttrack_SS. Instagram, Short Track SS. YouTube, Short Track Super Series. And Snapchat at Short Track SS. Don't forget to stop by the Short Track Super Series merchandise trailer and pick up some hot off the press STSS apparel, t-shirts, sweatshirts, in addition to previous event shirts from the 2024 season. It's right inside the entrance gate to the grandstand area. Short Track Super Series merchandise trailer is available here at the Speedway tonight, so make sure you check that out as well. Don't forget, coming up, next event will be a North Region race, the Slate Valley 50. At Devil's Bowl Speedway, $10,000 to win for the River Valley Builders North Region Round 3, and another Ollie's overall championship event as well. And following that will be Tuesday, June 18th, a New Jersey Quality Drywall South Region event at the New Egypt Speedway. That'll be the Dirty Jersey. So Sunday, June 16th, Devil's Bowl Speedway, and Tuesday, June 18th at the New Egypt Speedway. All right, we'd like to start our opening ceremonies, our dirt draft opening ceremonies. First up, we have our ATL Fuel Cell Hot Lap Hero, our fastest driver of the night in hot laps tonight. Another $100 bonus for you, Matt Shepard. You keep collecting those Ben Franklins. Congratulations.
Thank you. So far, it's been a really bad omen for us. We've had trouble every time we've been hot lap hero. Hopefully, we can break that tonight. Caught a good lap there in warm-ups. Kind of a new track to us. We haven't been here in a long time. A lot of guys haven't been here at all, and I caught a pretty good lap there. But, four-car invert and pretty loaded up first heat. So the first heat's going to tell us how we are tonight. Turning one good lap in warm-ups is one thing, but we got some tough company in that heat, and we'll see how that goes.
I was going to ask you if you had ever been here or how many times you've been here, or what you would equate this track to be, similar to some of the ones you go to a lot.
It seems more like it races more like a French-Canadian track. I don't know if it's a dirt up here. Just a little different, big, wide, fast. Gets slick, but still a little bit abrasive. I was here in, I think 18 and 19. I was here a couple times, but it's been a little while. Never been here with the cell panels or the American racers or the small block engine. So should be a good show tonight. Looks like a great crowd, and looking forward to it.
Good run so far.
Thank you.
All right, Matt Shepard is your ATL Fuel Cell Hot Lap Hero. He gets a $100 bonus from ATL Fuel Cells, the fastest driver in hot laps during Penske Racing Shock Hot Laps tonight.
This can go to the trailer. Okay.
Dirt Draft opening ceremonies coming up now. Opening ceremonies at every Short Track Super Series event in 24 presented by Dirt Draft, the first grassroots racing fantasy sports website app. On Dirt Draft, users pay a subscription of $5.99 per month or $59.99 annually for unlimited contests. Each contest is a salary draft with 5 drivers and a $100,000 salary cap. Sign up today and receive a free t-shirt. Learn more at dirtdraft.com. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever, Airborne Park Speedway hosts the Bob Hilbert Sportswear Short Track Super Series fueled by Sunoco. Tonight, in an epic event celebrating 70 years of racing here in Plattsburgh, 70-70, $7,070 awaits the victor of 70 laps of feature racing tonight. Modified Racing's most talented drivers from both the USA and Canada have converged in the pit area to chase the first ever SDSS Sunoco checkered flag here at Airborne Park. The River Valley Builders North Region holds event number 2 tonight while the Ollie's Overall Championship chase rolls on here in the Adirondacks. On behalf of Airborne Park Speedway promoter Mike Bruno and the Short Track Super Series, we thank you for attending here at the Speedway tonight or watching live on FloRacing. We hope you enjoy the show. If you'll be kind enough to rise, please, we'll have our opening ceremonies now. We'll turn things over for our invocation to our Series Chaplain Greg Nitz for the invocation.
Thank you. Every breath is a gift, and his mercies are new every day. We're to ask for his mercy, be merciful, and with complete confidence trust that his mercy will be upon us. Let's go to him in prayer. Gracious Heavenly Father, Father God, we just thank you for this day, this opportunity to just take a moment and recognize you. We pray that you be with this Short Track Super Series family, this Airborne Park Speedway, Lord. Thank you that we can just come together, take a moment, Lord. Will you protect each driver, crew, fan, official, safety team, Lord. We just lift our promoters and our sponsors, Lord. We just thank you for all the mercy and grace. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Greg. And now we shall pay tribute to 2 nations tonight. First, our visitors and friends from Canada. With several Canadian drivers and fans in attendance tonight, we shall pay tribute to Canada with this performance of O Canada. Welcome Short Track Super Series starter Joe Christ to perform the Canadian anthem.
O Canada, terre de nos aïeux, ton front descend de fleurs glorieux, car ton bras s'est porté l'épée, il s'est porté la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Thank you very much, Joe. And we also thank our Short Track Super Series drivers who help us out in saluting their countries as well. And now we shall pay tribute to the United States of America, the brave servicemen and women of our military, our flag proudly displayed on the infield staff, and our country. Paying tribute with the singing of the Star Spangled Banner. Once again, welcome Joe Christ to perform the American National Anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Joe. Chris performing the Canadian and American national anthems. We're ready to go with the Short Track Super Series action. The big block, small block modifieds, River Valley Builders North Region number 2. We'll get back upstairs. We're going to turn it back up to Rob Knowles for heat race number 1.
All right, again, the feature event later on tonight, 70 laps, $7,070 to the winner this evening. Qualifying action about to commence. They're lined up over in the staging area. Let's start to bring you the field for heat race number 1. Starting on point in the 84Y from German, Pennsylvania, Alex Jankowski in the 84Y will be starting from the pole position. On the outside of row number 1 from Walden, New York, in the 4P, Anthony Perego. Perego will go from outside row number 1, second starting spot on board the 4P. Row number 2 on the inside, driving the 35M, the popular driver from Elizabethtown, New York, Mike Mahaney. Mahaney in the 35M will go from spot number 3 on the inside of row number 2. On the outside of row 2, fourth starting spot from Savannah, New York, the 9S for defending series champion Matt Shepard on board the 9S. Shepard will go from the fourth starting spot. Row number 3, the 15M of Dan Morgevich from Goshen, New York, will start in spot number 5 inside the third row. And outside row number 3, the sixth starting spot for the driver from Sprakers, New York, Stuart Friesen. Friesen goes from spot number 6 outside row 3. Row number 4 on the inside for the driver from St. Edmund, Quebec, the Rocket, Mario Claire on board the number 124. He'll start from position number 7 outside. In the 90 Junior from Napierville, Quebec, the Gamache Truck Center entry for Jeremy Roy on board the 90 Junior. Row number 5 on the inside, the 9th starting spot for the driver from Queensbury, New York, on board the 111. Demetrios Drelos will go from spot number 9. And outside row number 5, on board the 24D from Saranac Lake, the Pistol, Patrick Dupree will go from spot number 10. Starting in the 11th spot in row number 6, shotgun on the field for the driver from Orford, New Hampshire. It is Tanner Siemens on board the 5S. Those are the 11 drivers that will be set to go. In qualifier number 1, top 6 will transfer to the feature event. Top 6 is where you want to be if you want to transfer into the A main later on tonight.
All right.
You catch your breath?
I did.
Those stairs can be a workout coming up and down.
Well, you've never been to my home track at Grandview. Those steps are pretty tall, too. Not as many, though. Here we go. First time ever for the Bob Hilber Sportswear Short Track Super Series, fueled by Sunoco. Big block, small block modifieds, River Valley Builders North Region. Round number 2, Ollie's overall championship. Rob, Marty will be coming in here shortly. We've got the Mighty Modifieds here in Plattsburgh, New York for the first time ever. We're ready to go. Heat number 1, 8 laps will take 6 to tonight's 70-lap main event. Alex Jankowski up front with Anthony Perego into the Sunoco starting zone. Here they come. Green is out, and we got Alex Jankowski grabbing the early lead. He gets high out of the corner. That'll open the door for Anthony Perego to grab the lead.
Mike Mahaney looking to challenge for the second spot as he works to the inside of turn number 3 as they race off at turn number 4. Leading lap number 1 is Anthony Perego.
Perego's got the lead in the Bob Henschel Advanced Concrete number 4. Right now, Matt Shepard in the last redraw spot. He is in 4th, followed by Stuart Friesen. Down the back straightaway and the 90 of Jeremy Roy.
Perego pulling away out front. He'll complete lap number 2. It's about a 15 car length advantage over Jankowski, who runs in the second spot. It is Mahaney running in third. 2 car lengths back to Shepard. Shepard powers off the inside of turn number 2. Drag races down the backstretch, trying to get to the inside of Mahaney's 35 for third.
Yeah, Mahaney's under pressure now from Matt Shepard. They are both in redraw spots, however. Top corner of the redraw. Friesen not yet to a redraw spot. He's behind Superman. He's trying to change lanes. He's going to try the outside out of turn 2, almost off the edge of the track.
He blows off the top of turn number 2, loses a bunch of position or track to the drivers that are racing for that third spot. Mahaney in the 35 and the 9S is Shepard. Shepard still right on the back bumper of Mahaney in the 35.
Right now, the number 90, Jeremy Roy, holding down the last qualifying spot. Behind him, the 124, Mario Claire, working down the back straightaway, trying to move into a qualifying spot. We've got Anthony Perego still out front.
Jankowski running in the second spot. Mahaney has gained a little separation from Matt Shepard in that third position. Shepard now 3 car lengths off the back of Mahaney's car. Then it's a gap back to Friesen, who runs in the 5th spot. Jeremy Roy still holding down spot number 6, but another Quebec driver is trying to chase him down. That's Mario Claire, who's in spot 7.
2 laps remaining. Down the back straightaway, Anthony Perego working on the back straightaway. He's got a half a straightaway or more lead on Alex Jankowski. We're going to take the Bears Performance Warehouse white flag. 1 lap to go.
Perego works up into turn number 1. He's been super smooth throughout this qualifier and has continued to just build the lead as he powers off at turn number 2. Almost a full backstretch advantage for the driver out of Walden, New York.
Here he comes. Sunoco Checker will be waiting. Heat number 1. The win will go to Anthony Perego. Runner-up will be the 84 of Jankowski, followed by Mahaney and Shepard to the redraw. Friesen will also qualify along with Roy. Those top 6 will go to tonight's Adirondack Invasion 70-lap main event. Your winner of heat number 1, Anthony Perego. Driving car number 4, runner-up spot will go to the 84Y Alex Jankowski. 3rd, the 35 Mike Mahaney. 4th, the 9S Matt Shepard. They will go to the redraw. 5th, the 44 Stuart Friesen. And 6th, the 90 junior of Jeremy Roy. So 1 heat in the record books already for the Bob Hilbert Sportswear Short Track Super Series fueled by Sunoco. Lineup for heat 2 will go this way. Pole position, driving the St. Lawrence Radiology, number 19, out of Watertown, New York. Your point leader here at Airborne is Timmy Fuller.
On the outside row number 1, a former 2-time track champion from St. Hyacinthe, Quebec, the 25-star for Steve Bernier.
Inside of the second row, from St. Demathe, Quebec, driving in the number 1 will be David Hebert.
Outside row number 2, 4th starting spot for the 3W from St. Catharines, Ontario. That's Matt Williamson.
Starting on the inside of the third row, the Quality Forestry Management, number 28, from Roscoe, New York, is Michael Troutchell.
On board the Moss Truck Center, number 91, starting 6th on the great outside row number 3, Hollywood Felix Roy from Napierville, Quebec.
Inside of the 4th row, he'll be driving in the Home Hardware Walker number 01, Chris Robbie.
And outside, Francois Bellemare out of Three Rivers, Quebec, in the Genic number 35.
5th row to the inside, driving car number 55. That will be Matt Woodruff out of Bloomington, New York.
And starting 10th on the grid from East Greenbush, Bobby Hackle in the 97.
Heat number 2 coming to the green. Again, we'll take 6th in tonight's feature into the turn. Fuller's got the lead.
And Tim Fuller has been fast here at the Airborne Park Speedway throughout 2024. Start him out front, and it makes for a handful for everybody else. He'll pull away and lead lap number 1 with Steve Bernier running in second.
Down the straightaway, Bernier is being pressured now by Money Matt Williamson, the winner of our last SDS event at the Action Track USA, the Bull Ring in Berks County. Now he's getting a little pressure from behind from Hebert.
Here comes Matt Williamson looking to the inside for that second spot as they work off of turn number 4. David runs in spot number 4 in the ONE, the Paye Chevrolet sponsored machine. He'll work in that 4th position off of turn number 2 and pull away from Troutchell, who's running back in 5th.
Down the back straightaway now, Troutchell is in 5th. Behind him is Felix Roy in the number 91, the last qualifying spot. Behind him is Chris Robbie in the 01, trying to move to a qualifying spot.
Seeing some drivers work different lanes around the speedway. Bernier running through the middle. Matt Williamson was way down low, especially in 1 and 2. We'll see those different lanes develop over the course of the night as Williamson again will work off turn 4 to the inside.
Into the turn, Williamson pressuring Bernier through the corner. Fuller right now will not not a huge lead, but a comfortable lead over the rest of the pack entering turn 3.
Watching the battle between Troutschold and Felix Roy. Felix Roy right now running in the 6th spot. That's the final transfer position.
Down the straightaway, Abear holds down 4th. Troutschold 5th. Roy is in 6th. Working off the corner, Roy trying to move in on Troutschold once again.
Popsicle stick's going to be out this time. 2 laps to go for Tim Fuller. His lead is about 15 car lengths at the line over Steve Bernier. Bernier has about a 5 car length advantage over the 3 of Matt Williamson.
Down the back, Fuller continues to lead the way. Not as big a lead for him as we saw for Anthony Perego in heat number 1. We'll get the Bears Performance Warehouse white flag. 1 to go for Timmy Fuller.
Best battle on the racetrack is for 5th. Felix Roy trying to grab that 5th spot away from Mike Troutschold as they work along the front stretch into turn number 1.
Final circuit, working around to the Sunoco checker. Yeah, watch that battle. Roy making the move on Troutschold down the back shredder. We're going to get the checkered flag on the front for Timmy Fuller, followed by Bernier Williamson. 4th spot will be Abear. Roy will grab position number 5, and Troutschold will come home in 6th. Heat race number 2 for the Bob Hilbert Sportswear Short Track Super Series Modifieds. The 19, Tim Fuller, your winner. 25 of Steve Bernier gets 2nd. The 3, Matt Williamson 3rd. The ONE of David Abear is 4th. Also qualifying the 91 of Felix Roy and the 28 of Michael Troutschold. The top 4 of those 6 will go to the redraw tonight. The BA Custom Headers redraw. Heat race number 3 lining up this way. Pole position. He'll be driving car number 61. The Boys Who Know towing number 61 will be Donovan Lucier.
On the outside of the front row from Canandaigua, New York, on board the 70A, young Alex Payne, who's off to a great start in 2024.
Starting on the inside of the second row out of Hogansburg, New York, in the Twin Leaf Store 66, Carrie Terrance.
Outside row number 2 from Potsdam, Mike Maresca in the 7MM.
Third row on the inside, driving in the number 25. That's the Ultra Group 25 from Granby, Quebec, Mikel Perrant.
Outside row number 3, 6th starting spot, the 02 for Jack Lehner from Saratoga Springs.
Fourth row inside, the SNS Asphalt Paving 9J from Gilderland. That's Mark Johnson.
Starting 8th on the grid, outside row number 4, it's AJ Potrabowski in the 72. He's from Elmira.
Final row on the inside, this driver has some problems down here stopping. Find the Speedway regular in the Dry Zone Racing Development, Lindell Fuels 35 from East Canaan, Connecticut. That's Chris Curtis.
And starting shotgun on the grid, 10th, outside row number 5, it's Daryl Mitchell from Akwesasne in the 87.9.
There you go. That's your lineup now for heat race number 3. Again, 8 laps, 6 will qualify. Set to get the green flag this time. Top 4, again, we'll go to the BA Custom Headers redraw. Here they come, working off the corner. Green is out. Into the turn, Lehner on the outside, battling with Terrance. He will get off the edge of the track and lose a spot.
A great start for Alex Payne from the outside of row number 1. He was able to grab the lead and then pull away. Donovan Lucier, 2-time winner in the Sportsman ranks here at the Airborne Park Speedway in the battle for 2nd.
Down the straightaway, Lucier battling side by side with Michael Maresca. Double M on the inside. Battling Lucier down the back straightaway. Right behind him is Terrance in the 66.
And Kerry Terrance about 4 car lengths behind that battle for the 2nd spot. Lucier rim riding off of turn number 4. Maresca working down low in the bottom.
Good battle there. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. 5th, 6th, and 7th are battling. Remember, only 6 to qualify right now. Perrant, the 9 of Johnson, and the 02 of Lehner battling for those last 2 qualifying spots.
Good battles for position. The Grizzly de Granby, Mikel Perrant in the 25P working down low. Johnson trying to come after him, looking high on the outside, trying to find some speed.
Johnson, the white knight or the dark knight, whichever color car he has out there, working out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway, losing a little ground on Perrant with Lehner closing up behind him.
Yeah, he bobbled in turn 2. That allowed Jack Lehner to close, and he gets right onto his back bumper over in turn number 4.
Meanwhile, Maresca putting the pressure on Lucier out of turn number 2. Donovan holding firm in the number 2 position. Meanwhile, way out in front right now is Alex Payne.
And that Boissonneau towing 61 of Donovan Lucier. He's been campaigning a Sportsman car for that team as well. He runs his own machine, and the Sportsman ranks up at tracks in Quebec, a 00 car, but he's been great in anything that they put him in this year.
Just as we said, Maresca was putting some pressure on him. He begins to pull away. 2 laps to go. Down the straightaway, Lucier now with a comfortable edge in 2nd, followed by Maresca and Terrance, who's now getting some pressure from Perrant.
Alex Payne with a full backstretch advantage over Lucier. It is the 7mm for Maresca in that third spot. Kerry Terrance in fourth. Michael Perrant is closing in on his back bumper, trying to grab that spot on the final lap.
We get the Mariners Performance Warehouse white flag for Alex Payne down the back straightaway. Lucier continues to run in second spot, followed by Maresca. We'll get the checkered flag this time. Working out of turn 4, it will be Alex Payne taking the Sunoco checker. Lucier will get second, Maresca third. Fourth to the redraw will be Terrance, followed by Perrant and Mark Johnson. Heat race number 3 into the record book. The 78 Alex Payne is your winner. 61 of Donovan Lucier comes home second. 7mm Michael Maresca will get third. 66X of Kerry Terrance gets fourth. They go to the redraw. 25 Mikel Perrant and the 9J Mark Johnson round out your top 6 qualifiers. So we'll have a B-main consolation, if you will, coming up yet for the Bob Hilber Sportswear Short Track Super Series fueled by Sunoco Modifieds. River Valley Builders North Region Ollie's Overall Championship, setting the stage for tonight's 70-lap main event.
All right, fine job, Jeff. Next up on the docket, it's going to be the JNS Steel Sportsman, one of our regular racing divisions. At last count, we had a little over 30 Sportsman drivers signing in for competition this evening. They'll be running qualifying events and a feature later on. Let's set the field for you. In qualifier number 1, starting on point, a driver from Williston, Vermont, Robert Gauthier, and the Gauthier Enterprises 34X. From the outside of 1, it's going to be the 00 from Moncton, Vermont. That is Pat Miner. Back to row number 2 on the inside, the third starting spot for Jonathan Toohill in the Howl at the Moon Mechanical 2JT. And in the Gregor's Plumbing and Heating outside row number 2, the number 18, that is Chris Kaye. He is from Moores Forks, New York. Row number 3 on the inside for the three-time defending track champion here at the Airborne Park Speedway. The 33, that is Travis Bruno, who is from Morrisonville. And on the outside, the 22R, he is from Swanton, Vermont. That is Dylan Rabtoy. Back to row number 4 from Londonderry, New Hampshire. Max Doliver is in the number 29. Outside, another number 29. That is a 6-time track champion here at the Airborne Park Speedway. Nick Haywood on board the Leary Restoration, number 29H. We go back one more row as the field makes their way along the front stretch, and we find the current point leader in the division through 3 events, a racing veteran from Plattsburgh and the Dean of Students at the Wiggletown Institute of Technology. That is Bucko Branham on board the Plattsburgh Advanced Imaging number 20. Outside Branham in the TEDx in the CMC Auto Repair Machine. That is Corey Castell, who is from Fort Covington, New York. And shotgun on the field on board the number 10 of Josh's Lawn Care, Bishop's Trash Removal number 10, Parker Dermody, who is from Peru. That's the field as they make their way to the Hebert's Lawn Care Go Green Zone. The green flag is out on qualifier number 1 for the JNS Steel Sportsman. The field makes their way wheel to wheel, side by side up into turn number 2. Gauthier has the advantage. Miner from the outside. John Toohill closing in. He's sitting right behind in the third spot. Look at Chris Kaye work the outside. Travis Bruno patient down low on the inside off of turn number 4, trying to grab the third position away from Pat Miner. Out front it is Gauthier, the driver from Williston, Vermont. Toohill runs in second. Bruno's going to go to third. Here comes Kaye to fourth as Miner bobbles over in turn number 2, pushed up the racetrack. They're 3 wide going into turn 3. Bucko Branham wait. Oh, we got a spinner. Car that spins. It's Toohill all by himself, and now a couple of other cars make contact with Toohill, who spins in between turns 3 and 4. He was running by himself inside the top 3, and it's going to bring out a yellow flag.
Yeah, Max Doliver got a piece of him there as well as Corey Castell. So Doliver got a much bigger chunk of him, I believe, than what Castell did. But coming by the front straightaway, I don't see any obvious damage on Doliver's car. And Castell sort of going to stretch the legs down here in turns number 1 and 2 and make sure everything feels up to snuff on the CMC Auto Repair car. Looking at the Insinger Performance Instant Replay, and they just barely going to catch Doliver getting in there. Sort of direct contact with his left rear tire against Toohill's right rear tire, and what you want to watch out for there is you want to watch out for rear end tubes can bend, the aluminum rear axle tubes, when you get tire-to-tire contact like that.
Hey, we'd like to say thanks to some more of our sponsors on the Short Track Super Series. Barron's Performance Warehouse, white flag, 1 to go. Before they reach Bicknell Racing Products Victory Lane, drivers take the Barron's Performance Warehouse, white flag, 1 to go on all STSS modified and 602 Sportsman events. Barron's Performance Warehouse, founded by Harry Barron in 1972 as Barron's Speed Center, the general speed and tire shop aimed at the general automotive market in 1982. The decision was made to focus on the parts and service market and leave behind Harry's career as a driver. The Speed Center has grown to a nationally known leader in the automotive racing industry. Barron's Performance Warehouse, located at 38 Meadow Road, Florida, New York, can be found on the web at barrons.com or by phone. Give them a call at 845-651-7389. Barron's Performance Warehouse, white flag, 1 to go before they reach Bicknell Racing Products Victory Lane. Also, BA Custom Headers redraw after the conclusion of the heat races. Top qualifiers take part in the BA Custom Headers redraw. 25 years in the header fabrication business, BA Custom Headers of Genoa can customize your power curve for a broader range of power. Each header or exhaust setup has been tried and tested and used by top modified and late model teams across the country. BA Performance Headers on the web at baheaders.com, on Facebook at BA Headers, and also on Instagram.
Looks like everybody's going to be able to continue out of that mishap in turns 3 and 4. Some drivers had to take quick action to avoid the spinning two-hill in the middle of turns 3 and 4. Here they come off of turn number 4. The green flag is back out. Qualifier number 1 for the J&S Steel Sportsman. Gothier in the 34X works through the middle. Travis Bruno trying to find room on the inside. Miner's in trouble way up high. They're 3 wide, racing for the 4th spot. There's room down low going into turn number 3 for Travis Bruno. He drives right on through on the inside. Gothier tries to fight back on the high side, but leading the lap is going to be Travis Bruno. 3-time reigning and defending track champion of the Sportsman ranks has moved to the top spot. Running in third is Dylan Raptoy, but he is looking for that second position with Gothier working a higher line. Raptoy with good speed down low. He's there on the inside in turns 3 and 4. As they work off of turn number 4, they come down the line. Gothier is going to hold him off for now for that second spot. They work through turns 1 and 2. Bruno leading. Second is the 34X of Gothier, but the 22R continues to try to take that spot away. Nick Haywood runs right behind those two drivers, sitting in the 4th spot, waiting to see if perhaps he can pounce and grab a position as well. As they're halfway home in the first qualifier, Travis Bruno in control out front. Dylan Raptoy has gone to second, and here comes Nick Haywood making a move for third.
Haywood trying to get into the number 3 spot. He will do so down the back straightaway, take it away from Robert Gothier, relegating him to 4th. Dolev already back up to 5th. Chris Kaya is the man on the bubble right now. 6th spot, the top 6 will be handicapped for the lineup of tonight's J&S Steel Sportsman feature. That'll be 30 laps and pay $1,500 to win. Battle is heating up for the number 2 spot. That's on your screen right now. Nick Haywood goes underneath Dylan Raptoy as they work down the back straightaway. Airborne Park Speedway's head starter, Kenny Marshall. 2 laps to go, the signal. 2 race leader, Travis Bruno. Haywood settled in the second, with Raptoy third. Good battle going on for 4th right now as Doliver looking to rebound in a big way from his early trouble. He scoots by Gothier. Keep your eyes on Corey Castell in the number 10X car. 1 more lap for him to try to get into the handicap, and Bucko Branham is also on the outside looking in. So the Dean of Students from the Wiggletown Institute of Technology, desperate trying to get the best possible starting position for tonight's feature event. And right now he is blocked up by Castell, K.A., and Gothier. Checkered flag will come out. Travis Bruno is going to win heat race number 3 over Haywood and the 22 of Raptoy. Dover will be 4th, 5th is Gothier, 6th is K.A., 7th Castell, 8th is Branham, 9th is Pat Miner, 10th Jonathan Dewhill, and 11th will be the 10 of Parker Dermody.
Bucko comes into tonight, Marty, as our current point leader, and he was not able to make much ground towards the front of the field. As you mentioned, not advancing to a handicap position for the feature event, although where he runs right now in the points, he'd likely be starting from pretty deep in the field to begin with.
Right, it wouldn't be a big difference, but still, it's the difference between going from, spot 16, 17 to being out back in the 20-something. So Bucko's going to have his work cut out for him later on tonight. Heat race number 2 for the J&S Steel Sportsman on track now. Going from the inside of row number 1 in the Howl at the Moon mechanical car number 33, that is going to be Nate Leonard. And up to the outside of him, a Hoosier Racing Tire Limited Sportsman winner from from night number 1 is the 42 of Keith Pelkey from Clintonville. The 17 is Caleb Durgan. The 78 is Vince Quinville Jr. VQ2 out of Brandon, Vermont. Mike Finney out of Willsboro, and car number 38 starts 5th. Cody Aubin with the Liquor and Wine Warehouse. Riley Ford, car number 7, starts 6th, and Bo Reeves, driving car number 00, will start in spot number 7. Mike Wright out of Alburg, Vermont with the Vermont Precision Tool. Number 78 will start 8th. And 9th spot out of Akwesasne goes to Fire Swamp in the Riley Ford car. And shotgun on the field out of Brandon. The Central Vermont Motorcycles ride is Joey Scarborough. Heading into the Hubert's Lawn Care, go green zone. Ken Marshall waves the green flag and run away. Side by side down to the turn number 1. It's going to be Pelkey out to the early advantage. They're 3 wide for spot number 5 right now. That's Bo Reeves coming through on the bottom. Hang on, Mike Finney going backwards in a hurry. Still up at the front, side by side for the lead. Pelkey really fired it in there that time. And when they come out of turn number 4, he's going to lead lap number 1. Nate Leonard in the number 2 spot. Durgan is 3rd. Quinville is 4th right now. Here's Albin trying to make a go of it on the outside. Pelkey slips up. That's going to allow Nate Leonard to get back in on the action as they work down into turn number 3. They are still side by side for the top spot, coming down the front straightaway. Lap number 2 will go to Pelkey once again. They're side by side for 3rd now. Quinville on the bottom. Durgan on the outside as Leonard powers past Pelkey to take the top spot away. Vince Quinville going to look to come with him. Quinville working the bottom. Pelkey not giving up that extreme outside lane aboard the number 42 car. He is going to be second at the line, but he's opened the door, and now Quinville will look to the bottom. Great racing here in the second heat race for the J&S Steel Sportsman. Pelkey and Durgan going to go at it now. That'll be the battle for 3rd spot. Reeves is 5th. Battle for 6th is Scarborough on the outside of Fire Swamp, and Mike Wright behind them at the halfway point.
And that has been one of the best battles on the racetrack. You're seeing it now. The 0-0 for Bo Reeves in the mix. Fire Swamp and Joey Scarborough have gone back and forth for their position, and Michael Wright's in the mix as well. Here comes Michael Wright trying to grab that spot away from Fire Swamp, going down the backstretch into turn number 3. Durgan pushes up high. That opens up the bottom lane for Michael Wright. The big orange and blue 78 coming on through off of turn number 4. He's doing a 2-for-1 as he tries to grab another spot away from Keith Pelkey, who's sliding backwards after a good start to the qualifier. Michael Wright gains 3 spots that last lap. Joey Scarborough coming through now. He'll get a spot away from Caleb Durgan. Here comes the field off at turn number 4. Showing the way is the 33 JD for Nate Leonard. Vince Quinville is reeling him in with less than 2 to go. Bo Reeves sitting back in the 3rd spot. Michael Wright running in 4th. And then rounding out the top 5 is Joey Scarborough in the number 11. Quinville closing in on the leader as they work off of turn number 4. White flag about to be displayed. There it is. 1 to go for the 33 JD of Nate Leonard. Quinville has it down to about 3 car lengths into turns 1 and 2. Leonard works down low. Quinville pushes up the racetrack. Going to lose a car length and a half as they work down the backstretch headed to turn number 3. It is Nate Leonard leading the pack as he comes off of turn number 4. He's going to grab the checkered flag in qualifier number 2. Nate Leonard for the win. 2nd will go to the 78 of Quinville. 3rd to Michael Wright. 4th it is 00 Bo Reeves. 5th will be the 11 Vermont of Joey Scarborough. Then it looked like Keith Pelkey for the 6th spot. Then Fire Swamp in the 88. Mike Finney in the 38. Cody Albin in the 7. And Caleb Durgan in the 17. Well, nice job by Nate Leonard on board the Hamilton Moon Mechanical all-action painting number 33 JD. The Plattsburgh driver takes home the checkered flag in qualifier number 2 for the J&S Steel Sportsman as qualifier number 3 hits the Speedway.
Heat race number 3 for the J&S Steel Sportsman on track now, and going from the inside of row number 1, car number 29, that's going to be Matt LaValle, and up to the outside of him out of Hogansburg, New York, car number 03, that is Josh Jock. Back on the inside of row number 2, the Taylor Rental car number 7, that is Rick Frenier, and up to the outside of him, the Gaios' Wine and Spirits. Rod and Holly Kupel, car number 19, this is Jamie Begor. Row number 3 on the inside of the Bolton Landing, New York, car number 98, that is Craig Hooley, and up to the outside of him, out of Fletcher, Vermont, in the front construction, car number 50X, this is Evan Roberts. Tanner Forbes out of J, New York, with car number 29 on the inside of row number 4, and up to the outside of him, out of St. Denis, Quebec, this is the 61, the Boston Towing car for Donovan Lucier. Final starter on the grid, Christian Smoke, with the Best Buds, RC World and Raceway, car number 9 out of Akwesasne. Green flag is out. That'll underway down to turn number 1 for the first time in Sportsman Heat Race number 3. Early leader from the outside lane will be Josh Jock. Good battle right now, side by side. They go down the back straightaway. Frenier in the inside, and that is Beagle on the outside. They're 3 wide now, with Roberts taking a look way up on the top shelf. Out of turn number 4, Roberts really going to make some hay up there on the opening circuit. He's still looking to the top, but he's going to get squeezed out by Frenier, and that is going to cost him a whole bunch of time, everything that he made up on lap number 1 and more. Leading the way here, Josh Jock in the number 1 spot. Good battle shaping up for second. It's Jamie Begor trying to right the ship tonight. He goes by LaValle on the inside, and now Tanner Forbes trying to come with him. Forbes has been a hard charger this year, passing maybe more cars than anybody in the Sportsman division throughout the first 3 weeks, and he's going to work right now trying to get by LaValle. He will do so. That puts LaValle into fourth. Fifth is Hooley, and sixth is Lucier, the winner from the first 2 nights. He is the man on the bubble. Roberts gets by Frenier, back behind Lucier. And Roberts will set his sights on that 6th and final handicap spot here at the halfway point.
In control out front, it is Josh Jock in the 0-3. Picked up 1 win in 2023 at the Airborne Park Speedway. Jamie Bigor trying to reel him in. He has. He's closed the gap from about 15 car lengths down to somewhere in the vicinity of 10 as they work down the backstretch. Sitting in that 3rd position is the 29 of Tanner Forbes. 29, a popular number in this division. There are 4 different 29s that are in the field tonight. The 29 of Forbes, the 29C of Matt LaValle. We saw Nick Haywood in the 29H earlier, and Max Doliver in the 29D. As this qualifier continues, less 2 laps to go this time by for the race leader, Josh Jock in the 03. He's really maintained that lead out front. He's pretty comfortable leading over Jamie Bigor in the 19. Donovan Lucier is closed on the back of Tanner Forbes. He's looking for 3rd now off of turn number 2. Lucier will drive down to the inside. He'll grab the 3rd spot away in turn number 3. White flag is out. 1 lap to go for Josh Jock on board the Jocks Auto and Marine 03. The 19 of Jamie Bigor sits in 2nd. Donovan Lucier has moved into the 3rd spot. Tanner Forbes sitting back and forth. Craig Hooley rounds out the top 5. Final lap for Josh Jock in the 03. Here comes the driver off of turn number 4. Home to the checkered flag. He'll win qualifier 3 for the J&S Steel Sportsman. Jamie Bigor is 2nd. 3rd to Donovan Lucier in the 61L. 4th, it will be Tanner Forbes in the 29. Then it's Craig Hooley in the 98. The 29C for Matt LaValle. It is the 50X for Evan Roberts. And then Christian Spoke driving the number 9, making his first start of the season at the Airborne Park Speedway. So a fine job by Josh Jock out front. He'll take home the checkered flag in qualifier number 3 for the J&S Steel Sportsman. Qualifying victories tonight for Travis Bruno, the winner of qualifier number 1 for the Sportsman. Qualifier number 2 to Nate Leonard on the 33 JD. And then the 03 of Josh Jock. Those drivers taking home checkered flags tonight in J&S Steel Sportsman qualifying action. Next up, it'll be the Ninth State Cannabis Renegades. No qualifying action for them this evening, but it's a feature event and it's extra distance. A handicap lineup tonight for the Renegades. And a driver who has not had a whole lot of luck is going to start on the front row, and that could be bad news for everybody else, Marty. That cat on the outside of row 1, who his car basically shut down on him as they were coming out for the pace lap for the feature event last Thursday. So his handicap is up there, and that's why he's on the outside of row number 1. I think he's going to be a tough customer to beat.
Yeah, absolutely. Zach Daniels has not got off to the start this season that he wanted to and that probably many expected him to. I'm sure he would tell you that himself. And the driver of the more concrete car number 30 going to look to put the work in tonight and put that Ryan Chappell Construction Thwaites excavating car in victory lane. But Mark Karen will be on the inside of row number 1, the Peru, New York driver aboard car number 5. We mentioned Daniels sitting on the outside of that first row. Sean Fountain driving out of Plattsburgh with the Why Not Self-Storage car. He's going to start 3rd. And Tyler Irwin out of Peru with the Ford F-150 truck. He will start 4th. Bart Van Leuven's going to start 5th in car number 28 at Amores, New York, the Eagle Country, 97.5 and Riley Ford sponsored entry. And Richie Turner out of Highgate outside of him, driving the 5-Star Roofers and Thompson Towing, car number 17. Row number 4 on the inside, that is going to be Peru, New York's Levi Bombard and the Bombard Repair, car number 61. And up to the outside of him, out of Plattsburgh, that is the Thwaites Excavating, car number 69 of Billy Thwaites. Row number 5 on the inside, Tyler Terry driving car number 44, the Be Cool HVAC machine out of Morrisonville, and up to the outside of him, car number 18, that is Sean Duquette in the Bishop's Trash Removal Valley View fencing car. Nate Gay and Josh Terry in row number 6, Tim Wilcox, Robert Foley in row number 7, Tyler Rhodes and Tony Salerno in row number 8, and welcome back Hunter Sawyer this week for the first time since opening night. Korean flag is out, 25 laps in distance for the Ninth State Cannabis Renegades.
As the field works up into turn number 1, Zach Daniels, little smoke billowing out of the back of the 30 machine. He powers off at turn number 2, 3 wide racing for the 5th spot. Make that spot 6. Tyler